is the 11th question from the March 2022 SAT Section 3, and it reads, what is the value of sine of 3 pi over 4? In order to do this, first we need to start with a coordinate plane. And I'd say the easiest way to do it is first, if you're in pre-calc, you might just know this or remember it or something like that. We're going to work in degrees for starters because you got to remember your conversion though. To get from radians to degrees, you got to multiply by 180 over pi. And your pi's cancel, and 4 goes into 180 45 times. And if you multiply 3 by 45, you get 135 degrees. And if you just multiply the 3 by the 180 and then divide it by 4 and then pi over pi, you wind up reducing to the same thing. Okay, so how many degrees we got? 135. So that's 90, and it's another 45 degrees. So your angle is going to look like that from there to there. But what we get is, what's our reference angle here? We'd have to drop it down here. And granted, my figure's not perfect. It's not drawn to scale. But how many degrees, what I need to know is how many degrees from here to the x-axis, and it's going to be 45 degrees. How do I know? Because it's 180 degrees all the way from here to here. And if I have that 180, and I subtract the 135, I wind up with 45, and you know, you make it a 7, you make it a 10, and blah, blah, blah. Okay. So now what we've got is we've got a 45, 45, 9-degree triangle. And you need to know the relationship of the sides of this. You should know it, but if you don't, it's on page 3. Not page 3. It's on the first page of section 3, first page of section 4. This is a section 3 problem. It doesn't matter. And what you find is that it's x, x, and then x root 2. That's what it will say there. For the purpose of this, we'll make just x equal 1 to keep it simple. 1, 1, and then 1 root 2, which is just root 2. And remember, the sine is opposite over hypotenuse. So it's going to be 1 over root 2. Now, first off, it's not negative. And if you're in pre-calc, by the way, then you probably know that this is pi over 2, that this is pi. If you added pi and pi over 2, 45-degree angle is going to split that axis exactly in half. If you added them and divided by 2, you'd get this 3 pi over 4, which is also 45-degree angle, blah, 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 blah. What we notice here with the with our 45, 45, 90-degree triangle, there is no square root of 3, so the answer's got to be C. If you see that, then you can mark it and move on. But how do we get 1 over root 2 to be root 2 over 2? Well, there's a rule in math. You're not supposed to have a root in the bottom. So what do we have to do? We got to multiply the top and bottom by root 2. And whenever you multiply a root by itself, here I get the square root of 4, which is 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2 is 2. Square root of 3 times square root of 3 is 3, and so on. And 1 times square root of 2, of course, is square root of 2. So square root of 2 over 2, my answer is C. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You can share it with someone who has difficulty with this type of question, although it's really rare. I think this is the one question that we have on like 30 released SATs. If there's any question you'd like to see answered from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.